Alright, hello everybody, this is Zaxter99. Today guys, I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about indie developers on Steam, asset flippers, and people that make their first game on Steam and, maybe they cobble together assets or they do an asset flip or maybe they try really hard and they get criticized by myself or maybe somebody else on Steam doesn't like their game, especially their first game on Steam. I want to go ahead and talk about that. I also want to talk about some humorous comments under my recent review, Survive the Island, and how it sure looks like we have a developer breaking the Steam terms of service and positively reviewing his own game to try to negate my negative review, which was the first review for this game today. So I want to go ahead and show you guys all this in this video. So let's go ahead and start with a humorous moment or the humorous comments left by my subscriber on Collective. So when we look at Survive the Island, the asset flip video that I did here, where I called out the asset flip, I show you guys the links where you guys can get the free demo this asset kit is made up from, and the asset kit itself on the Unreal Marketplace. Pretty much just talk about it, the same thing you guys have probably seen and heard many times before in my Myth series, right? So under this review, guys, let me go ahead and show less there. And we go to the comments here. We, on Collective here says, yeah, I played Keep Up Pirates, which is another asset flip from the same asset kit that came out in the recent days. I think 3 asset flips have come from this asset kit just in the last 2 or 3 days. And I showed that in the video. Anyway, the developer himself, XD Games, comes in and says, hey, thanks for the free promotion, right? And at this point, I responded, you mean showing all my viewers what an absolute lazy piece of shit you are? You care so much about your asset flip that you spend a whole 3 minutes making your store page. It looks amazing too, I must say. Insert the sarcasm, right? I especially love the grammar and stretched images with zero care put into it at all. I said, oh, and I might want to warn you, my friend, that using alternate Steam accounts to positively review your own asset flip shit on Steam is against the Steam developer terms of service. For this game, this is something that I didn't read in the actual review. Look at this crap. Look at this grammar here, guys. Survive the Island. He starts off with a small s, right? Survive the island. You survive from skeletons and humans. You can build and mine and level up your stats. You can build whatever you want. You can raid enemies. You can mine and cut down trees. And you have to hunt for your own food. And you can grow your own crops. And you can craft weapons. No period. No period anywhere. What is that? 7 fucking lines of run-on sentence and baby talk and horrible grammar. Oh my god. That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, yeah, Unknown Nomad came in here and said, hey, quit liking your own comments. And I basically agreed with him. But right here is what's hilarious with On Collective responding to his comment here. I paid for the pack if you were listening. On Collective comes in and says, he's not listening. He's Zaxter99. Right here is what cracked me up. He's like, I make game very good 1991. I pay for cartridge that say Super Mario World. But I am, notice how he's talking the same way, the same kind of language we just read in this description of the game, right? I love how On Collective is using the same kind of grammar. I make game very good in 1991. Actually, he doesn't say in. I make game very good 1991. I pay for cartridge that say Super Mario World, but I am game developer. I take black marker and put line through Super Mario and write in Russian there, which that's Game of Russia or something like that because I translated it. And then he says, Game of Russia World sell many copies for Russia people. I just thought that was freaking hilarious. So let's go on Collective and another comment that I wanted to make a video about the other day, so this is a good time to do that. So if we go back here, guys, and we go back to my last miss video, number 218, On Collective left some comments here that I would like to share with you guys, my viewers, and it pertains to really just, putting anything out, whether it be a painting or a bad game or anything you do for the first time. It's probably not going to be your best work. You guys remember the first time you rode a bicycle? You might have fallen over or got your pants leg caught in the chain, or, something bad probably happened. You probably didn't take off just riding like a champ the first time you rode a bicycle. Or how about the first time you went ice skating or roller skating? Or the first time you tried to throw a basketball through a hoop? Your first time doing anything is usually not going to be your best work. And On Collective points that out, like in a brilliant way here in this comment, again under miss number 218. On Collective says, I've had quite a few developers of really bad games show me they really didn't mean any harm. Not a single one had a store page that looked like a copy-paste from Google Translate, like what we're talking about with this developer and so many others. The ones that weren't vindictive generally confused the emotional state of being proud, excited, and all the other positive emotions that made them feel good with a created game being good. It is a good feeling the first time you actually create and upload and share your first game. I can tell you that from experience. It's analogous to the feelings a parent feels when their child uses the big boy potty for the first time, basically the toilet, right? The parent is understandably proud, and most would agree. However, if the parent sold that child's creation on an international marketplace, the parent shouldn't then be dumbfounded that they are harshly criticized. This is exactly what we're talking about with, your bad first game. They should flush it and work hard as a parent, so hopefully that child has much greater accomplishments to be proud of in the future than their first time pooping, right? That's hilarious. Your first game, song, poem, YouTube video, etc. is that turd. Have your moment of being proud, flush it, and work hard to do better. He goes on to say, I once believed that everything I wrote, developed, etc. was made entirely of gold. I believed the world to be wrong when nobody wanted to buy it. I was an arrogant twat of a teenager that didn't understand why the Zaxter 99s of the world, who were clearly inferior to my greatness, why they didn't agree and unload their big dog money on me. I moved out of my parents' house. Real life gave me a beating. And then another one. And then another one. Finally, I wondered why my greatness wasn't helping me. I made a series of poor choices to avoid confronting the possibility of me being anything less than the top dog. I fell asleep while driving and drove off the road going about 60 miles an hour into a wooded area. Oh no. Some combination of severe concussion, fractured vertebrae, and psychological component of a near-death experience made me question my perceived greatness. If I was so great, then why did I drive 150 feet into the woods? Maybe it's because I'm acting like an ignorant fuck. I was acting like the child who used the big potty for the first time, only instead of smiling and accepting the praise, I told them all to fuck off, and I ran to the nearest computer to sell my turd on Amazon as a cure for cancer. So then he's talking about his wife. My wife was one of the few to stick around during my low period. She shouldn't have. I walk with a bit of a limp to this very day. Even on the most painful of days, I don't feel that bad. I might be physically all fucked up, but at least I'm not that douchebag from years ago that believed his own shit was made of gold. Oddly enough, I've published 2 books now, 2 apps, I've composed a music album, and variety of online and print articles. I created nothing before the accident. I humble myself and I seek out expert opinions before I sell a creative work. To the potentially one developer who might read this, and also not a scammer, don't sell your first game ever on Steam. Even if you are a game dev savant, your first game will be inferior to your later work, and it will tarnish your future accomplishments. More than likely, you'll just be laying the first brick down on a path you don't want to go down. Now that I'm done actually shitting, I'll flush this rambling turd to the septic tank of YouTube. If nothing else, it should have a minuscule positive effect on engagement. Great video as always. So it's funny, the irony here on Collective basically says what I think is a brilliant comment here. And, he's calling it a turd that he's going to flush down the toilets of YouTube or whatever. I really, really like this comment, probably more than any comment that I can remember on any of my thousands of videos right now. I think On Collective hit the nail on the head with this comment for all of us, for all of us to think about it anytime we craft or create our first thing, whether it be a painting or whether, it'd be, like I said, the first time we ride a bicycle or whatever. It's not going to be our best work. It's not going to be our best memory of riding that bicycle or, the first time we drive or whatever. First time you drive a car, you're not going to drive nearly as well as after you've driven a car for 30 or 40 years, right? So he brings out some, a great point, I think, for all of us, and especially any of you guys out there who maybe publish a game on Steam, maybe it's your first or second game, and then I, myself, come in and tear it to shreds in my, maybe a miss video, or maybe I don't give it as good a review as you would hope. It's your first game, right? And if you're not asset flipping and you're really trying to make something good, you're really putting your heart and your soul into it, keep working at it. Don't give up just because me or somebody else tears your game down. It's your first game that you've ever published, right? It's probably a game like On Collectives here said that you probably shouldn't have even uploaded to Steam. You should keep working and make better content as you're only going to get better with more experience. So to any of you developers who have listened to this whole video, if I have negatively reviewed one of your games, don't take it to heart. Instead, try to use the points that I've given, suggestions that I've given in my video or my review of your game. Try to learn from that and try to learn how I'm telling you you can make your game better. If it's coming from somebody else, do the same thing, right? Try to scratch out all the words, oh, this game is shit, or whatever it might be that you're hearing. Instead, listen to why your game's shit, why they don't like your game, and how you could make that game better. Learn from the negative reviews. The negative reviews are always going to be way more valuable than the positive reviews. You can use that criticism to make your next game, or maybe the first game that you have that you got reviewed, turn around and make it better. I want to go ahead and thank On Collective here for not only making me laugh today, but bringing up some great insight into his life. And I feel bad that he had that wreck, but it sounds like he is definitely a wise man for all he's been through. And thanks so much, On Collective, for sharing that in the comment the other day. So thank you to all of you guys out there who have maybe listened to this video. Let me know down in the comments below if you listened to this entire video and what your thoughts are. I would love to know. Put in your comments down in the comments down below. Who knows, maybe I'll be reading your comments in a video coming soon. We'll see you in my next video, everybody. Have a great day. Take care.